What's going on, everybody? How's everyone out there doing? Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, hit that post notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload the video. Without further ado, let's get straight into today's topic. So, I want to talk about the possibility of President Joe Biden resigning. And if you ask me today, I'm 50-50 on it. If he does resign, I think he'll announce it this upcoming weekend after the Republican National Convention. Yes, I watched every single day of the Republican National Convention. Yes, I plan on watching the final day too. Today is President Trump, former President Trump, whatever you want to call him, is Donald Trump's speech where he accepts the Republican nomination. I'm interested to see what he has to say. Thank God that he was not killed. If you don't know, it was an assassination attempt to take the life of the former president, and political violence is never okay. I don't care what the person says. I don't care how much you disagree with him or disagree with her. Please do not ever try to kill a person over politics. Please, it is wrong, and this is a democracy. We do not do this here. Also, I want to say special prayers out for the Biden family as well, because President Joe Biden has COVID, and he caught it at the worst time. All this stuff that's happening surrounding him right now. If I was him, I would be very exhausted. And as a Democratic voter, to all the Democrats out there and to the Republicans too, if this was your party, if I was a part of the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, and I was a voter and this was happening, I would be so irritated right now. But that's because the Democratic Party is trying everything in their power to get Joe Biden off the ballot come November. It's no surprise to anyone that Joe Biden is unpopular. He's a very unpopular president right now. It started all the way back in 2021, really, when in the debate, you know what's crazy? Before I'm getting off topic, but that debate, because all of this started, it's been rumors and rumblings for the longest that Biden's too old. The Democrats are going to try to replace him. He won't be the nominee come August. He won't be on the ballot in November. It's been all these rumblings, all this discussion, all of these talks forever now. And I paid it slight attention, but I'm like, that's not happening till 3 weeks ago, and really until 48 hours ago. 3 weeks ago was the Democratic and Republican nominees, presumptive nominees debate. It's the earliest debate I think we've ever had for two presidential nominees. Going into the debate, my thought process was Joe Biden is going to get absolutely destroyed by Donald Trump in this debate. Number one, there was no audience. And number two, he agreed to some things that will really hurt Joe Biden. And I was like, Joe Biden, you shouldn't debate, especially since the Democrats didn't have a proper primary. I think a lot of these problems, these situations would have been solved if the Democrats had a proper primary, but instead they chose to ignore the other Democratic nominees. Hence why Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is running a third party campaign. Anyway, Biden during that debate looked horrible. He didn't look like he was with it. He didn't look like he knew what was going on, and he got absolutely destroyed. I've seen some Democrats on Facebook coping with themselves, talking about, oh, President Biden won because he told the truth. That man lied. Both of them lied. Both of them told lies, but he lied too. Damn, like he ain't lied too. He lied too. He's a politician. Politicians lie, or they sprinkle the truth. They sprinkle a little lie on the truth, or they stretch the truth a little bit. But he straight up lied a few times, especially when he said, "No soldiers have died in my campaign." Take a look at the RNC last night. You'll find out that that's cap. Anyway, so the debate performance was horrible. Then all of a sudden, we have all these House Democrats, not that many, but it's a good number. They deserve to get their voices heard. So we thought. Keyword, so we thought. I'll get to why so we thought in a second. But they come out, they say, oh, President Biden needs to step aside, and it's time for the new generation, and we need to pick a new nominee. I'm like, okay, it's like 20 of them. That's not that many. And then, a senator comes out. One senator out of how many? 51 or something? Democratic senators. I said, nah, that's not that big deal. That's not that big of a deal. Anyway, we fast forward to a few days ago. Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer have all asked Biden to step aside, either publicly or privately, and none of them have denied it. Publicly, Adam Schiff, I believe he is the Democratic Senate candidate for the state of California, which Dianne Feinstein once held that seat. Rest in peace. She died earlier this year. Well, was it earlier this year or was it late last year? I think it was late last year, but she recently died, and rest in peace to her. However, he asked President Biden to step aside. Not only did he do it, Nancy Pelosi has done it, Chuck Schumer has done it, and Hakeem Jeffries refuses to endorse him, and I believe Hakeem Jeffries has done it as well. And how I know Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are for sure, and they're just not rumors, number one, every single news source covered it, and if that's not good enough, their camps did not deny it. They've confirmed it. They said they had serious talks, this, that, and the third. Well, they didn't deny it. They basically confirmed it all. You could go look at the statements yourself if you don't believe me, but they confirmed it. It happened. You have the top Senate Democrat, the former Speaker of the House, the former top House Democrat, and you have the current House Democrat telling you, hey, buddy, it's not looking good for you. The polls are showing that you can't beat President Trump, which I agree. The math ain't mathing right now. However, Joe Biden is the only Democrat on the planet Earth who has beaten Donald Trump in an election. Hillary Clinton, who was the most qualified candidate I've seen on paper for president of the United States, she couldn't even beat the guy. But guess who did? Joe Biden. Joe Biden was able to beat Trump because he was able to unite his party. The Democratic Party, when Hillary ran in 2016, was so divided. They're as divided now as they was in 2016. I think it might be even worse now. It's worse now. 2020, they came together. They said Trump is evil. We don't want Trump. They did everything in their power to get Biden elected. And look at what happened. Not only did they get Biden elected, they took the House, they took the Senate, they ran the U.S., they appointed a Supreme Court justice, they ran the USA for 2 years. They did it. They did what they wanted to do. They accomplished their goal. And now they're backtracking. They're backtracking away from that goal. They're telling us Trump is a threat to democracy. They're doing all this talking, but yet they're counteracting themselves. They're being hypocrites. Because why are you saying one thing, but then all we see is you fighting over who your nominee is? Meanwhile, if you look at the RNC, every single night was dedicated to Donald Trump's catchphrase: make America great again, make America safe again, make America financially stable again, make America strong again, make America great again. Everywhere you go, you see Trump Vance signs. Everywhere you go, you see Trump everywhere. It's about Trump. Everyone who speaks is talking about Trump. They're talking about Trump in a positive light. How Trump is the future of the Republican Party. How Trump is the future president. How Trump is this. How Trump is that. As you can see, they're united. They had a whole day of primetime speakers who used to be former Trump rivals, arch rivals. Things got ugly, things got heated, things got dirty. And they still spoke up and endorsed him. They still came out and supported him. Because once the primary is over, you're supposed to support your party's nominee. That's how the primaries work. That's how it works. You're supposed to do stuff like that. You're supposed to support that person. His 3 VP picks are all people who ran against him to be president. The person who he picked to be his VP was one of his biggest haters, was one of the people who criticized him the most, compared the man to Hitler, for goodness sakes. And now look at him. He's his VP pick. That was 2016. 8 years later, it's his VP pick. They're showing unity. And even if you sit here and tell me, Stephen, the bigwig Republicans really don't like him, okay, sure, you can say that. You can say McConnell and them don't really like Trump. But guess what? They're still supporting him. Guess what? They still endorsed him. Guess what? They're still going to vote for him. They're showing unity, something the Democratic Party is choosing not to do. The Democratic Party needs to get behind Joe Biden, in my opinion. And I say that because if they really want to beat Donald Trump in November, their best shot at doing it is the current president of the United States of America, Joseph R. Biden. As simple as that. It is as simple as that. It is no Democrat that you can name me right now. It is no Democrat that you can name me right now who actually stands a chance to beat Donald Trump in November other than Joe Biden. His VP is more unpopular than him. Gavin Newsom. It is no way Gavin Newsom would win a general election. Wes Moore is not ready yet. The governor of Illinois, JB, no. Kathy Hochul, no. Gretchen Whitmer, no. Cory Booker, no. Elizabeth Warren, no. AOC, no. Hakeem Jeffries, not ready. No. It is no Democrat, besides Michelle Obama, which is never going to happen, who could run for president right now, just like into the game, and actually win. I do not believe it. I actually do not believe it. I get the concerns around Joe Biden. I understand they think he's too old. They think he's not. They honestly think he can no longer do it. That I understand that. I get that. However, you cannot sit here and try to convince independents, convince Republicans who don't like Trump, who are on the fence, to come vote for you if you yourself don't believe in your party's nominee. You get what I'm saying? If you yourself do not, why would they vote for him if you don't want to vote for him, or if you having second thoughts about him being your nominee? They're talking about having an open convention now. They're talking about having an open convention. They haven't had an open convention in a while, and the last time they did it, it was absolutely insane and a hot freaking mess. The Democratic Party right now is losing. They're losing. They're costing themselves this election. If they don't be careful, they're going to let Trump walk into the White House. And that's something I know that the Democrats and the Democratic Party does not want to happen. But it's going to happen, once again, on their watch, because they don't know how to unite under one person. They just can't do it for some reason, choosing not to do it. I just want to say this real quick. Believe it or not, Trump shut up. He saw all the chaos that was happening with the Democrats. We ain't hear from Trump for days, for a really long time. He shut up and he let the Democrats self-destruct in front of America. And that is what the Republicans are currently. They aren't talking about this. They are not talking about this. At least on live TV on RC, I haven't heard them talk about this current situation once. I haven't heard it once. They're showing us unity, and the Democratic Party is showing us what the Democratic Party has done the best over the last 8 years. Absolutely self-destructing when it matters for them the most. Like I said, you can't call someone a threat to democracy. You can't say somebody is this big bad wolf, and we need to beat him. We need to do him. And it's about to be August. September, October, November 5th is the election. You're running out of time. You're not going to convince those people who are on the fence about voting for Biden or vote for the Democratic Party to vote for you if you're pulling stuff like this. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work, because all they see is dysfunction. When you look at the Republican Party, no matter what's wrong with their nominee, no matter if they're sick, no matter if they have dementia, no matter if they're a convicted felon with 34 counts, they stand 10 toes behind their nominee. Why can't the Democrats do the same? That's all I'm saying. Why can't y'all do the same? Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. It is possible, really possible, that Biden drops out now. It's too many top people coming for him and telling him, hey, buddy, step aside. I will say Nancy Pelosi does know when it's time to step aside, because she passed the baton to Hakeem Jeffries. I give her props for that. But I just think that is very hypocritical that these old people telling Biden to step aside, because y'all need to step aside too, because how about you step aside, buddy? How about that? If I was Biden, I would leave. I would resign from being president, and I would tell them, you know what? Forget y'all. I'm going on vacation. Goodbye. He better than me. He honestly better than me. He's better than me, because that's what I would do. That's honestly what I would do. But like I said, the Democrats right now, they're coming for Biden. Too many top Democrats, the top two Democrats other than Biden, who are currently active in the political field right now, who are serving in political offices, have called for him to step aside. And it's because their caucuses have asked them to as well. It's just not them, it's their caucuses as well. That was in the reports. I don't know what the Democrats do from here. I honestly don't know what to tell them. I don't know any Democrat other than Biden who could possibly beat Trump. And I don't know if Biden could beat Trump. He has the best shot because he's done it already. Like I said, I think this is the end game now for Biden. Um, Maybe he'll think over the next few days and expect an announcement by the end of next week from Biden. Alrighty, y'all. You let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Until next time, y'all, be good people. Stephen Counter out. Make sure y'all vote November 5th, 2024, or vote early. I'll have a video coming out soon about all the vote early dates and all of that about the election day. Alrighty, y'all. Do your research. Look into the candidates. Stephen Counter out, y'all. Peace.